personal power, people positive, the community of connection. This is the Bob Jeswald Show.
You know what's so interesting? We're talking to Kay Oliver right now. We've been. Actually, look how comfortable we are. Like we knew each other forever, Kay.
We've been hanging out, drinking our coffee.
Which is, we're drinking coffee because you're 3 hours behind us right now, which is great. You said coffee anytime, right?
Coffee anytime. Pick me up.
As an entertainer, I think it's neat. I just want to say this to you. You know, when you think of Spielberg, you think of Saban, you think of all these people as an author, entertainer. I mean, you've been amongst all this your whole life. Many of us are searching for something. And Elysium, if I'm saying it, if I'm pronouncing it right, the road to Elysium, I'm sorry, Elysium, which be happiness, Elysium. Yes. And Elysium is kind of your focus. It's your passion in that sense. How do you get your road to happiness if you feel like, because it happens in every workplace, it happens everywhere in every field we're in, actors, authors, whatever it may be, you express yourself through that to find your happiness. Where are you with that now?
I'm there. A long time ago, someone said to me that, the person you live with your whole life is you.
Interesting.
And to make your decisions, and this was when I worked on Fight Back with David Horowitz at KNBC.
Okay.
One of the producers said, you put your head on the pillow at night, so do whatever you need to do. Don't worry about the people going up that are doing things wrong or doing, things that you might not do, AKA casting couch, sure. Whatever.
Right. Yeah, I love it.
And, you lay your head on the pillow at night and be happy with what you've done for that day. And that's led to some interesting decisions because, that was older Hollywood. That was before the Me Too. That was, nobody talked about it.
Exactly.
It happened. You'd be held back for turning it down. So you do, but you lay your head on the pillow and you've made your decision for what's best for you.
And I can see how you did this because you take these captivating narrative moments in this book that you're writing right now. And I think it's a novel that kind of, even though it's fictionalized, you bring people into it because it's your life experience. It's stuff that Kay has experienced. You mentioned David Horowitz. I'm thinking of his shows that he did. I assume that you help bring guests on his show at one time and stuff like that. It's not an easy task to do, and you live with yourself with it every day. I like that you said it. We wake up, we're the one, we wake up every day with ourselves, Right. We make the day that we need it to be. But Hollywood has changed a lot since then. But with this novel and this book, you're trying to accomplish just what you're doing just for anybody. I mean, this book is for anybody, I would say.
It's for anybody who has been depressed, that's find themselves, that's how the book starts off. Ken Hines, the main character, is sitting at home depressed about a major tragedy in his life when something happens and it starts to give him a shift in direction. And then he makes this momentary decision when a young man named Michael, who's really gutsy, comes up and knocks on his car window and says, "Can you teach me how to throw a ball?" And, the knee-jerk reaction's like, yeah. And that knee-jerk reaction changes his whole life perspective.
Everybody take note to that. That's interesting. You spell Michael, M-Y-K-E-L, the character, correct, in the novels. Is there some connection, like because we're talking about ourselves, or is this something, there's got to be something with it. You get some silliness going on here. Or is this literally, it's another one?
Yeah. My high school sweetheart's name was Michael, but I didn't want to spell it his way, so I spelled it my way.
That's what okay, because everyone's going to ask that question, It's the elephant in the room. Why is Michael? But I love it. So he explores, his themes of depression, racism. You touch on the profound impacts that a single life-changing decision with this ball, if you will, or just throw this or do something, changes it. And that's something we can all kind of take away from this. I mean, if we're reading this book and we're searching for that feeling of feeling good, Elysium is something that you want to try to get across for everybody. You deal with people that are afraid. I think fear is a lot of this. Does Michael have fear? Is it you taking this from a point of fear? Because it seems like fear is one of the reasons why people just won't take charge. Just do it.
The three of the characters have fear.
Yeah.
So Ken has a fear of losing the memory of his family. Michael has a fear that he's not good enough to go to college because that's what the community, it's kind of saying to him. And the the woman that Ken meets, Adele, has a fear because she was in an abusive relationship at one point.
And that holds people.
So they all have to.
Yeah.
So it's not just Ken who changes, it's Michael, his mother, and the community on that street, and Adele. They all change through that one momentary decision.
We don't want to reveal it too much, but
Right.
if you were to say, and I don't want to, people got to read the book here, and I think it's on Amazon, right? Or is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Or my website.
Or your website. Okay. Yeah, the website's even, and we'll get all that too, because we want to make sure people right here on the podcast, you're listening, you're watching us on YouTube or WRBL.com, you'll be able to see Kay Oliver. And if you're listening to us, you'll see also the connection where we get your podcast. We'll have that for you as well. But the connection they have, the one thing we need to do, why, I mean, I'm looking at you and you're very positive, but sometimes when authors are writing this stuff, you've been with, I mean, so many different things. You've seen it all, okay? I mean, especially being in Hollywood, and you've been with all these people, I mean, just, from Spielberg. What did you get from, I just can't help but ask you, but Spielberg, what was some of the things
I
with
love
him?
Spielberg. I love Katzenberg, too. They work together, as you know, at DreamWorks. That's what the SKG stands for.
That's what SKG, you know what? I didn't know that. I didn't know that for Dream. I love
the SKG stands for Spielberg, Katzenberg, Geffen. Geffen was doing the music arm until they sold it.
The little boy fishing? What's the connection there? I just think that's
Spielberg's gig there.
Oh, gotcha.
But so they're both very, very intelligent, very giving. I don't know if you know that Spielberg has adopted a lot of children to help them out.
Yes.
Okay, so that just shows you, and he has his foundation for the Holocaust that he works on to keep history intact. Very genius, very good at commercialization. And while Katzenberg is an innovator who loves to find new ways to do things, so he's helped bring animation around so that it is released quicker. They still do paper, pencil to paper, because there's a certain feeling to that. But then taking that and putting it into computerized programs to help it, and they get a lot more detail. So, like, if you want to look at Pixar versus DreamWorks movies, not that either one's better than the other, but DreamWorks has a lot more details in their pictures. So
I'll look for that the next time. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to, in my
if
mind's
you look
going
at Finding Nemo
there.
and the one with the fish, the other fish one, Finding Nemo, you like when you see the fish, there's a lot of just water background that goes off. In the other one, you see all these little towns and cities in the water, so it's, the detail in the background is much more.
That's fascinating. That's really fascinating. I never even thought of something like that. And your role with them was more just, being there. You were in charge of trying to do what? Trying to help casting it sometimes, or what else?
Oh, no. Well, I have given them some casting suggestions.
Yeah, good.
But most of it was a commercialization of the film, and
that's fascinating.
So all the products or anything worldwide that would have to do with the film, any of the animation films. Animation has a lot more commercialization than, say, a live action. Live action, you can do calendars and pictures of the stars and sometimes toys. But for animation, everything is a product.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's incredible how it's changed. It's changed all around. It brings you into that fantasy world, so to speak. But it's very, even though it's 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, but it's all computerized. It's animated. It's crazy. It's nuts.
I mean, if you just look at Shrek's skin from the first Shrek to they're going to do a new one, by the way.
Oh, good.
To the last one, the detail's crazy.
Yeah.
Would you like a piece of trivia on Shrek?
Yes, I would. Who's the Shrek guy who got into the costume to try to mimic that, or was this strictly all animated?
No, all animated. The voiceover by a Canadian, Mike Myers. You might know him.
Mike. Yep. Kids in the Hall kid. He was from the Kids in the Hall days.
Between Shrek 2 and 3, Shrek grew a little bit and got a little bit skinnier.
Oh, interesting.
A little healthier
Shrek. It's got to be with with the times. This will be interesting to see. I love it. I love it. And do they receive this well when you put this together and you fictionalize it? Somebody's going to see. Are they talking about me? Or are they talking about somebody else? Are they talking about James Taylor in the song? Right. You're so vain. I mean, what is Kay's way of trying to putting all this stuff together? Do you just like to? Do people ever come up to you and say, or do you even expect it with this book too to say, okay, who are you talking about me here? This sounds like me.
I get that a lot in all my books. So one thing you'll notice is I don't put a lot of definition into my characters. I don't say he's this, 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 and this, and tall. I give you a kind of feeling for the character, and then let you interject, you or whoever else. And I get all the time, are you talking to me? Are you writing about me? So I get that a lot. So yeah, it's old news now. Or that touched me in such a way. Yeah.
Could I? Who you trying to say Adele is? Is this just, was she fully made up, or is this a friend of yours or somebody you came across?
I do use my friends. So Adele is a friend, but she's not been abused. But
okay.
So that's a little trivia. Two trivias. One, my main character's names always start with a K.
K. Okay. And I got a good friend, Kay, in Buffalo, New York, by the way. She's sweet.
Cool.
Yeah, she was very essential in my life.
I tell my friends I need a main female character. What is a last name you wish you always had? They give me the last name, and I make a character out of it.
Oh, for crying out loud. That's ingenious. Lewis, our producer's digging that, right? You like that, Lewis? So Lewis is like, I hear that. That's good.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So my first book, it's my friend Doris. Yeah, and I continue with that throughout my books.
I love it. Is there going to be
become a good friend, and I'll write about you.
Oh, good. Let's do it. That's good. K, come on. I can have 2 Ks in my life. Special K. I'm going to call you Special K. I have you for breakfast every morning. Special K. There you go. But K, what do you see a movie coming out of this? I can see a movie. Who would you want to direct the movie?
Direct the movie.
Gotcha.
Well, I think it's a good Adam Sandler movie. He directs and acts.
I love that. That. He can play serious. He can do serious stuff now, and he does a good job at it. Phenomenal.
Yes. And this touches on things that he seems to talk about.
Yeah, I see that. I see a lot. Tom Hanks has his, but his comedic days when he was younger and earlier. But Tom's very good actor, serious. He could do everything from Philadelphia to you name it, you got it. And Adam's doing a great job, especially with his production. So, and his company too, which is great. So. Happy Gilmore. So all those movies have been phenomenal. I'd love to see it. Who would play Michael?
Michael, I don't know. An up and coming young person. I don't know.
You have to find somebody young. I'm trying to think who that would be. I know. I love. This is like my whole shtick. I love this stuff. I mean, and there was even a time when I was in Las Vegas. We were. Ray Favero, he was a casting director, and he did stuff in LA, but he did a lot in Las Vegas area. And I kept wanting to do these parts, want to do it. This is a true story. And and my heritage is Italian. I don't know if you can tell. Sometimes people say I have the map of Italy on my face.
No, I cannot tell.
I can't tell. You cannot tell. Okay, what are you talking about? What you're saying, what you're talking about. But the thing is that I really wanted to do something. And I was able to we did Mars Attacks. We blew up the old landmark in Vegas. And we sacrificed one of our cameras, which happens to be our company. I'm broadcasting out of here that owns it now. It's KLAS. It used to be owned by Landmark. Ironic, the Landmark was blown up, but that was the same WM guy who started the Weather Channel and all those folks. But we sacrificed one of those old tube cameras, and the thing came down. It was great. Saw some video of that. We did that for us when they imploded it, but they also shot the movie. I did Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas with Johnny Depp. I was on a set with him. I was from close to him as Lewis as I. In fact, even one scene he kind of like pushed me because we were in the Mint 400 scene, and there was a scene in there with Gilda Radner, not Gilda Radner, God, am I losing my mind? Gilda was not here when we did that movie. It was in the late 90s. If she did, it would have been great. It would have been great. She played the frog lady, Saturday Night Live. Oh, gosh. She was at the same time with Belushi, Radner. Oh, my God. They were the first cast.
Not Tina Fey.
No, way before that. She had red hair, real thin. Oh, my gosh. And they cut her. They cut the scene in it because we went back. Oh. She wasn't even, I don't even think she was in the deleted scenes, which I was really disappointed. But I can't believe I forgot who it was. It'll come to me in a sec. I need another cup of coffee. Here we go. Okay, ready? Salute.
Yeah, well, talk about cutting out of scenes. What about Kevin Costner in The Big Chill?
Oh, yes. Oh, stop. Yes, exactly. There you go. That's something to talk about. Kevin Costner, I mean, every woman's dream guy, it seems like that. I mean, do you find him to be like, I see you turn to the right. Who's over to your right?
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
I saw that turn real quick. I got to know what that means. But
What?
but going back to all that, I had a chance to get a speaking role finally. It wasn't in the union. It wasn't in SAG, even in the television business, not even in SAG. And Ray called, and he goes, Bob, I got a gig for you. It's you're going to have to speak Italian. I can learn some lines, and I know some Italian. And he said, you're going to play a pit boss, connected, Vegas, and it's going to be a movie that's going to be shown in Italy first. And it was all in Italian. He goes, I think this is your gig here. And I said, great. So I get ready. The next day I wake up. I kid you not, I don't know if it was the desert virus, desert flu, or whatever the heck it is, desert fever or whatever. I could not move. I get like the strangest, weirdest things. And what do you do? What do you tell a casting guy? I couldn't even, Kay, I couldn't even fake it. I was so weak. I had the worst headache. And I remember I called him, and, he just said, Ray, this is Bob. Yeah, we got to move on. Sorry, brother. He goes, and I never, to this day, never got another call again. So,
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah.
You were blacklisted.
Yeah, pretty much. So I know. So do you blacklist people if they don't do?
I do not, but
no.
there are people I won't work with. But
yeah,
go ahead.
there you go. Oh, interesting. Yeah. So some people you do, you don't. What's the person that irritates you the most? I mean, I have mine too. And, we're speaking about finding your happiness, but there's times that people just don't bring that level of happiness or good energy around you, and you just want them to, go fly a kite. I mean, what are those people that drive you crazy? Who are they? The flakes. We'll call them the flakes.
Well, you're not asking for names, right?
No, but if you like to,
Okay,
I
good.
have no problem.
There is an A-list actor whose life looks great, publicly, but personally, a very hostile individual, someone who's very negative. So, it takes you a little while in your life to learn. You keep the people in your life that are good for you and you're good too. And those type of people in Hollywood, I just wouldn't associate. I'd do what I'd have to do and stay away from them.
You have such a matter of fact. I love it. You make it look so easy, Kay. Is it easy for you? I mean, it looks easy. You've been doing this a long time, but I mean, it just seems so easy. And you don't get starstruck. I always tell people that. If I see Sherman Hemsley when he was alive walking down there, I saw, I would have people come in. You know who was a real booger? I'm going off track here. I'm sorry. Was Jerry Lewis was a tough bean.
Oh, I've never met him.
Oh, my gosh. Did great things for kids. But I'll tell you, he made one of our producers cry one morning. It was terrible. He came in.
See, those people, yeah.
Yeah, and he was just so rude. And I know he had pain going on because all the years of slapstick comedy or whatever. I mean, he was taking stuff. He didn't look good. He came in a wheelchair. We were at KTNV then, and it was a morning show, and I was working there, and I was going to interview him that morning. And I said to one of his publicists was in there, and I said, hey, look, if Mr. Lewis wants to get a picture, I got a young lady, and I said young lady then, Anissa, that's her name. She's actually still working in Vegas. I saw her on Facebook recently. She's at the Fox affiliate there. And she was a 20-something-year-old then, and she knew every movie that Jerry made. Every single movie made her happy. He, as you just said, it's those people on the outside, these actors, and he was an actor, and then, of course, all the good things to do with the MDA telethon. But all this goodness that he brought to her in her life, that she saw the shell on the outside and didn't see the inside that Kay Oliver sees with many of these folks. And I told this guy she would be wonderful. I go, she knows more about you, Jerry Lewis, than I could even imagine. She should do the interview. She knew every detail, every movie, everything, blah, blah, blah. She just wanted a picture, and she was so excited. She even had a frame because he was coming in with a picture of him. She wanted him to sign it. Super simple stuff, you think, right? Complete, I can't swear in here, right? Because this is a new state, but a complete butthole, okay, about it. And he was, God rest his soul, but he was really nasty, and I could say that because I was right there. And when we asked him, he goes, what does she know? He goes, what the heck does she want? She's wet behind the ears. She doesn't know. And she, oh my God, we can hear in our IFB, and she just choked up. She started crying, and somebody else took over. She was so distraught, and it just took her happiness with this guy and shelved it. And I don't even know where she is. I want to call her and ask about that today. How is she over that by you? But she was really beyond taken aback. I mean, she was floored. She was just.
See, that would not be my reaction.
Yeah. Kay Oliver. What would Kay? How do you handle that, Kay?
Like, who do you think you are? You still put on your pants the same way. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So that's either good or bad.
Right.
You know, if the people who want you to worship them and their many gods, they don't like that.
Right.
I don't care. But the ones that are real people, that are, you know, down to earth, the Michael J. Foxes.
Humble.
Those people.
Yeah.
They're great.
He's amazing.
They'd never do that to you in a million years.
He is who he is then, Michael J. Fox. I mean, when you see him, Back
to the Future.
Back to the Future, and before that, and Family.
Spin City was also shot.
Phenomenal Spin City. And Spin City was I think it was ABC, wasn't it? I think it was an ABC show when it started.
It was shot at Universal.
Yeah, that's right, Universal. And Michael J. Fox, I never got a chance to meet him, but he was good. What's interesting is I was in Vegas. I can tell you so many Vegas stories, but I'm thinking of whose line is it anyway? And Colin Mockery came in, but before Colin came in, I had oh my God, the host right now of what is it?
Brady?
Brady. Yeah, Wayne Brady. God, I'm losing my mind. I've been doing it lately. I don't know if this is still COVID brain from 2 years ago or what. I swear Kay, I was never like this unless it's this age, 58 years old, or it's not enough espresso in the coffee. I need Americano. Okay, I need an Americano. Yeah, more coffee. Here we have a sip. But Wayne Brady came in. He wanted everything scripted, and and I was like, well, I was with Jenna Anton, who was the anchor at the time there. And if somebody hears this, I always love telling these stories because people always come back. Hey, Bob, I heard what you said about that. But I thought, well, I'm just going to throw him. He's impromptu. Whose line is it anyway? I didn't know you have to. I thought this is all impromptu. You're an actor. You're supposed to be able to do this. And I just wanted him to do something on the key wall, the green wall with the weather, and do something kind of fun. And he got really upset about it. And you could tell he got real awkward about it. He was really pissed. And his publicist, so he came back again because he was performing somewhere in Vegas. I can't remember, maybe, I don't know what, I couldn't tell you what venue he was at. But he came back again, and it was told to, and it came to our producers and that Jeswald will not interview him anymore. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and so she had to, so I proceeded when Colin Mockery came in like a month later to tell him that story. Colin goes, don't worry, you don't have to write anything out. Tell me that, and he was great. The impression, again, left me with something really, really good, and was who he is, what he was, and is, and it's super down to earth. And so I just wonder, I get, and here I am. I'm expecting people's personalities are who they are. You're going to meet them all. You're going to meet big egos and folks that are more humble. It seems like the people that come from a lot of money, a lot of times they're the ones that seem like, you wouldn't even know they do. It's the ones who never sometimes didn't have a lot, and they get it, and all of a sudden they want to treat everyone like crap because they were treated like crap. Not everybody, but some of them. Michael J. Fox is not one of them. Of course, he was, he was playing ice hockey. And
well, you know what I would say to that is the people who come in who are well-grounded.
Yeah, okay.
Stay humble when they make it. The other thing is I call some celebrities, I'll call it Kevin Costner or a Michael J. Fox, a 360, meaning they've gone to the top, they've come back down, and now they're back at the top. And they have experienced it all, and they're much more humble than a lot of those who are just at the top.
I love that.
But if you're well-grounded when you come in and you have a thick skin, which I always used, just tell people about Hollywood, you have to have a thick skin. You can't take everything that they say and do personally. If you're well-grounded, you survive that fame when you know that the fantastic stuff people are telling you isn't true and the horrible stuff they're telling you isn't true. And that's true for us as well in daily life. It's not, ours just isn't blasted across the social media and television sets. But you get people in your life who swear that you're fantastic on all of this, and you get people in your life who want to just downgrade you. And you know what? You're in the middle. I got a story for you.
Yeah, I want to hear this. Let's hear this.
When I was in high school, you have the mean girls and you have the, quiet girls. And we had drill team tryouts for leadership. And I went to try out, assuming I would fall somewhere in the middle.
Gotcha.
Just for myself as a leader. I made leader. So I didn't even go and check the board when they posted it. And a girl turned around to me in my third period and said, congratulations, you're the new senior leader. And I went, what are you talking about? Well, the leaders were posted. Did you not go look? And I went, no.
Because that's the person you are.
I was only trying to find out where I fell among everybody who was trying out.
Isn't it? that shows
That's a
you,
lesson.
and that's a big lesson, and it shows who you are too as a person. You weren't thinking it was not all about Kay, and Kay didn't want to sit there and make sure she had to see it. How many jealous girls were up there who congratulated you? The ones that you passed over.
But there was a number who were surprised that I made it. Yeah.
Isn't that just from people? I can't believe Kay made it. How can she make it?
There's politics involved in that too.
Isn't it something even at that age? And girls are the worst, Kay. I'm sorry. I got 3 girls, and that's why I know. It's just horrible what they have to go through. God, it's just it's ridiculous, the stuff they have to go through. It's just it's silly. And you have people, adults, that sometimes don't know how to treat it right. If they don't
maneuver through it.
Maneuver through it and teach your kids the right thing to do. That's for sure. Hey, Jamie Foxx recently on this podcast, I hear all this rumor going on. Are you allowed to talk about it? I know it's a HIPAA thing. Have you heard anything what's going on in Hollywood? What happened? Because he was doing Shazam, and next thing you know, he's not on, and then you're reading in the trades and that he might have had a heart attack.
No,
or
they kept that very, very quiet. If my insider, who is a well-known individual, doesn't have the info or is not releasing the info, then it's not there yet. So.
Gotcha. Interesting. Maybe it's because he doesn't want to be seen. Some people are funny about that. And Jamie Foxx reminds me, he seems like he's a great guy. Feels like
no comment.
Interesting. In Living Color, so all that happiness and fun and excitement. I was watching Living Color.
I've
the Wayne
heard
brothers.
Talk fantastic things about him.
Yeah.
But like for myself, it's something that I witnessed during a particular movie being filmed, and that just kind of sticks with you. So.
How one moment. Now you touched on something.
Right.
Okay. You so touched on something. Everybody, if there's a takeaway here, and Kay has been around for a long, long time. She's well respected, well revered in her field that she does, and even now as a writer as well, and novel writer. You do that one stupid thing, and it sticks with you. And somebody like Kay Oliver, you don't want Kay to have to see that, and how it could change everything. It may be the case where you may say, if somebody comes up to Kay, they respect you and just want your opinion. You may say, my opinion? Nope. I witnessed some bad behavior in one day, or a really bad tantrum, or somebody not treating somebody the way they should be treated. It's funny how that one moment can do just that. Could you? I mean,
yes.
It really, those impressions are tough, and I know, how do you navigate around it? Sometimes it says that's probably who the person is. If they do that, if they don't handle well things under pressure. I'll have. It
wasn't a pressure situation.
There you go. So, okay, so that even reaffirms
I can't use that. But right.
we can infer a lot there. We'll read between the lines. We know. Okay, but that's good though. But you have such a great way of kind of running that through there, which is good. But is Kay Oliver writes this? If everybody, would you, give these to some of these Hollywood types that act like this? They're probably not. They're the ones that are not going to read it. It's going to be the ones that are already realizing in their life, I'm ready to read The Road to Elysium. I'm ready for it. Is that the audience you think that's going to capture this novel?
What's interesting is it's inspired on a true story, and I think. I don't know if the people think they're ready for it. I think they'll pick it up and go, "Oh my gosh, this is something that I needed to read." I think it's more of the back end when they start reading it. Go, wait a minute, I've been here. I don't know that someone who's there would be in a position to say, "I need to read this." Maybe, but most of my experiences so far have been people going, "Oh my gosh, I don't know what inspired you to write this, but I am so thankful that you did." Because you touch on so many topics in the book, and you do it with humor as well as seriousness, and that it vibrates in them. So, I think unless someone else recommends it to them, I think that's how it goes.
That's perfect. You touch on racism. You touch on several big topics, and pull it into these characters. It's a book that I probably we'll get it, read it, and I'm going to flip it over to somebody at work that I think, hey, you know what? This is something you maybe want to check out. And I think that would be a good way of going through there. You're not going to reveal everything here, but we want everyone to check it out. Please check it out. You know what I like about Kay? Here's what I like about you, Kay. You obviously are real. You're definitely yourself. You were quick to do this podcast today, which is awesome. We had you slated for weeks ahead a while ago. and you just popped in here, real spontaneous, happy, ready to go. And it's not the coffee either speaking. And I love that you keep your natural gray. It looks good on you. Beautiful.
Well, thank
looks
you.
good. Your hair is very nice. And your glasses and everything else. So Kay's beautiful smile. You don't want to miss it here on this podcast. I mean, Kay's right there. Kay, you got so much. Is there anything that I left out? Is it any of those stories you want to share? One other story with everybody here? I just feel like as we're just sitting here drinking coffee this morning.
So
what did I
I'll
not
tell you
get
of a
from you?
really, really great guy, and everybody knows he's a really great guy.
Okay.
His
let's hear
name
good.
is, you might have heard of his name. It's George Clooney.
Oh, yes. There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I worked with him on America Hero, so that was after the 9/11 and raising money, and we had many artists come in, many talent, and he worked feverishly. We worked for like a week, I think 2 weeks to get the show on the air, which is phenomenal. And he worked through it. I'd see him 3 days in a row in the same clothes, unshaven, and you know what? He went live that way.
That's great. That
So
just
when you
shows you
see him on
totally
that
down to
show-
earth. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he was unshaven and live, and he didn't have an office, a desk, which I was harassing him about. And finally, we got him a chair.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Well, I'm like, hey, I got the whole office, the computer, the chair. That if you need to use it, you might have something to do with this show, George. Go right ahead.
That's
But he went on the air as he looked. There were other people who came who had to rehearse. They needed perfection. They needed to look perfect on the show. He did not. He was authentic.
to me.
So if you think George Clooney is great, George Clooney is great.
Down to earth. Yes, he is. It sounds like that. And you always hear good. I mean, his mom was phenomenal and from Midwest kid, wasn't he? From the Midwest, I think he grew up or something
Well,
like
see,
that.
I'm a Midwesterner.
You're a Midwesterner too. I was going to.
Motown, so yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at you. That's great. And then, of course, it pulled you out there. How many years you been in L.A.?
Oh, a good 20, 30.
20, 30 years
30,
now. Yeah,
30.
about 30 years. Yeah. That's
I
pretty.
went to Cal State Fullerton with Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
So-
That's why. Yes, that's awesome. Who would think?
That's why I went.
Who would think? Who would think? And then in the 80s, this guy comes out of left field. It's like, look at this guy. And, oh, my God. Heartthrob. Even the guys love him, too. He's just amazing. Just amazing. Love it. But UK, if there's another book coming out, I want to hear about it. You're probably already thinking wheels are spinning and turning, I'm sure. But this one here seems like this is going to be one that's going to be kind of this is it. This explains everything you need to know. It just, if you're looking for that road to happiness, Kay Oliver pulls it in, weaves it in the right way, and gets everybody on track the way they should. And hopefully you get it. Pass it off to someone who can use a little bit of that and some positivity in their lives and realize. And at some point, the book will sort of reveal who some of these characters are. So we'll get a little more in depth a little bit as well, which is good.
Yeah, when you write, you write about what you know. So all my books have a little bit of me in there.
Good. So Kay's in here.
Oh.
Where are you in this one? That's what I want to know. Which one is
The next book?
yeah, in this one
Or-
here?
in this one?
Yeah.
Probably a little bit of two of the characters, probably Ken and Adele.
Interesting. Oh, so
So-
you put yourself. Okay. I love it.
I've been through HEW toothpicks and back
Yeah.
in my life a few times.
And I didn't
So-
even ask you. And if it's too personal, I was going to ask you: are you a single mom or anything? Or
I am now single.
Okay.
I tried the married thing. I don't think it's for me.
And you seem
It's
very
hard
happy.
As a woman,
Yes. There you
it's
go.
hard as a woman to find a man who sees you as an equal and treats you as an equal. And you'll see in my books, that's something you'll see, that all my characters, if there's a relationship, male, female, she is professional, he is professional, and they respect each other. And I've not found that in my life. So
I'm surprised. How can somebody not? I mean, really, you were so doggone easygoing.
yeah, no, I tried my best. I communicated, I told them what I needed and wanted, and it just didn't work out.
No, I just find, but that's good. Well, that's their loss. That's their loss because I can see it's so easy. But you're right. It should be equal. This nonsense of, I mean, it's not the way it is. I mean, it's give or take. I mean, I wouldn't want. I said to my wife now. I mean, don't ask her where she's going. She wants to do something. I'm not hovering over her. She feels the need to do that. I mean, I like that, and it works both ways. It's
Right. We come with intelligence that we can use.
Yeah,
surprising.
absolutely. Isn't that something? They evolve so well, these women. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
So smart.
I don't know, but I mean, I know that I often will do posts about things that women have invented because, and I have one of the television stations. I every Sunday they do who died this week, and the men that they list on that are a guitarist or this or that. Oh wow, a woman just died who was a senator, and you're not mentioning her.
Yeah,
so it's still out there. So
I never looked at it that way. That does affect you. I mean, I could see how that would be, and see the way you just said that, I wouldn't even have thought. Yeah, but we have to think of this now with all the other confusion. That's another podcast, another time. The confusion with women, trying to find themselves in sports. That's a whole nother ball game. I don't want to get political.
Gosh, we've gone downhill.
I know that would go down a whole nother thing, but that's the same thing. I have all girls. That's why, and I kind of relate to you. So I'm a little more, I would say I'm soft that way. That, I'm always, I like my women.
See, but you're not soft. You have to be strong that way.
That's right. See, that's interesting. You're right. Got to be strong, not soft. That's right.
Got to be strong that way.
Yes. Maybe because I don't want to say I give in. Sometimes maybe internally I feel when I do get strong, or if I say something that's direct, I'm passionate, then I sort of feel bad. I'm like, God, should I have said that? And then, I see the tear roll down the eye. I don't. Okay, gotcha. Because you care. You care and you love it. It's coming out.
You got to help. You got to build strong. Well, when you put your head on the pillow, do you know you said the right thing to get them to go where they need to go?
There you go. No, you're right. And that's how and at the end of the night, you should feel good about that when you put your head down. When you wake up in the morning, you know what? I'm glad I said that. And it does. It comes from a place that if you don't give a flip, then you wouldn't have said anything to begin with. That's what I always say.
Exactly. My stepdad, who I spent a lot of time with, told me, lots of things about dating, this and that. At the time, you do the eye roll. But later on, you go, he was right. Yeah,
isn't that crazy? And then you look back and go, God, I can't believe it. Where your website? What's the best website for us to check out?
My website is exactly as my name is, so it's KAYAOLIVER. So KAOliver.com.
Oh, awesome! That's easy. You got that. Doctor has it over here, Lewis. Lewis's last day on this podcast, by the way, my producer. He's
Lewis,
a wonderful guy.
He's
going. Lewis, you're going to Tampa, Florida. He's going to Tampa, Florida.
Florida?
Yes, I know. Look at that. That's too humid. Come to California where it's dry. It's nice.
Florida.
Southern Cal. I know. We're going to miss him.
Super Central. Okay.
Yes.
Alligator, don't go in any water.
That's right. He's laughing. He said, no, you don't have a dog. But our other producer is actually going there, too. It's the way the industry is. They come here in a smaller town, they build their craft, and then they move on. And I worked the big markets, and I came back here. My wife is from this region and this area, so that's why we came back. So
I understand that totally.
It humbles you. So when you said that 360, that circle that Michael J. Fox did, I feel like I'm there right now too. So I'm coming right up to that top again. So
now we do a 360. Where you want to be, even better.
Exactly. I appreciate that. So we got Kay Oliver and, of course, her road to Elysium. If you're looking for that happiness in your life, this is a great book to read. Understand it, get deep, and find out, because Kay's got more coming up your way. There's the book right there. She's got it for you. Look at it.
It's blurry.
It's blurry. There it is. Oh, we got it. It's shiny. And that is interesting. So
I can't turn it around.
Is that Adele and that's Michael? And who's on the cover? Is that Adele and Michael, or who is it?
No, that's Ken and Mike.
That's Ken and Mike. Okay, sorry. Gotcha.
Sorry, it's too blurry.
It's too blurry. That's why I thought so. Okay, that makes sense. Wonderful.
I got blurry background.
And there's a little bit of Kay in those characters, too. Check it out and pass it on to somebody that you know that needs to make that change in your life. Kay, it has been awesome. Thank you for being so sincere, honest, and open, and just cool you. I love it. I love Kay Oliver. That's great.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
It's been fun.
It has been really fun, too. Check us out on Spotify, iHeart, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. If it's audio while you're driving, wherever you may be traveling. And if not, we got you here visually. You can see the wonderful Kay right here at WRBL.com, the video portion, and on YouTube. Of course, we're on YouTube as well. This podcast, of course, and others like this could be listened to at any time, and check it out. Check out our website. Kay's got a lot going on, and you don't want to miss it. Kay, thank you for what you do. We'll catch up again. Reach out to me when something cool is going on, and we'll see if we can circle back and find out some of the other dirt in Hollywood.
Perfect. Will do. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you too. Take care.